Mother's Day has a way of sneaking up on you. But when it does, 1-800-Flowers makes it easy to send mom something beautiful, thoughtful, and worthy of everything she does. Right now, with double blooms from 1-800-Flowers, order 1 dozen roses and get another dozen for free. It's a bigger gesture with fresh, beautiful flowers arranged to make Mother's Day feel as special as she is. Make Mother's Day feel bigger with double blooms at 1-800-Flowers.com/podcast. That's 1-800-Flowers.com/podcast.
Tecovas is the go-to for premium, handcrafted Western boots. Stop by any store location for a warm welcome, a cold drink in hand, and a truly one-of-a-kind shopping experience. Let our friendly staff help you find your new go-to boots, whether your first pair or your 50th. Finish things off with a complimentary boot brand to make them extra special. Come for the boots, stay for the good times. Tecovas, forever West.
This podcast is sponsored by Talkspace. November is Men's Health Awareness Month, so Talkspace wants guys to know that being prepared for life's biggest challenges and opportunities means prioritizing mental health, too. Talkspace can help you go beyond fine-tuned workouts, supplements, and productivity hacks. Talkspace can help you fine-tune your inner life so you can succeed in being the best version of yourself in any situation. And with Talkspace, you can get therapy from anywhere and on your time. You can even text your therapist between sessions. If you're depressed, stressed, struggling with a relationship, or just need a little extra one-on-one support, Talkspace is here for you. Plus, Talkspace takes most insurance, and most insured members have a $0 copay. Men's Health Awareness Month is the perfect time to reach out to Talkspace. Now, get $80 off your first month with promo code SPACE80 when you go to Talkspace.com. Match with a licensed therapist today at Talkspace.com and save $80 with code SPACE80 at Talkspace.com. That's Talkspace.com, promo code SPACE80.
Hello to everybody wondering, how safe are we really when we're up there in the friendly skies? It's Beautiful Anonymous, 1 hour, 1 phone call, no names, no holds barred.
I'd rather go one-on-one. I think it'll be more fun, and I'll get to know you, and you'll get to know me.
Hi everybody, Chris Gethard here. If you're not a fan of an intro, you'll want to skip maybe 3.5 minutes ahead. That should put you towards the beginning of the call. Thanks so much. Enjoy it. Hi everybody, Chris Gethard here. Welcome to another episode of Beautiful Anonymous. I feel so lucky to be here. I'm on very little sleep. That's okay. I'm not saying my wife snores because that would throw her under the bus. So I'll just leave that non-statement floating out there. But yeah, I haven't got much sleep lately. Hope everybody else is doing well. I hope everybody's feeling good. Want to put out there, my tickets for my Jersey show are on sale. I mentioned offhand last week that I have one coming up in Boston. And a bunch of people reached out to be like, I don't see the ticket links. Those will, as soon as I get the link, it'll go up at chrisgeth.com. punchup.live/Chris Gethard. You can go to either of those sites to buy tickets. And as soon as I got the link, you guys will have it. I probably shouldn't have said anything till the tickets were on sale, but I'm glad people are excited. And I'm glad to get back up to Boston. It's a great town and a great comedy town. So I'll be there soon. You'll see those tickets on sale soon. And I got a couple other shows coming up. Couple other shows headed your way any second now, everybody. But the Jersey one's the big one. So please come out June 19th, Red Bank, New Jersey. Now when you go to buy tickets, you get that official warning that tickets are selling fast. So please jump on them. Come on out. Spend a day at the Jersey Shore with me. We'll have a really good time. Okay. Thank you all so much. I don't want to belabor the point too much this week. This falls into probably, as far as categories of calls, I think everybody would agree that one of the things I've enjoyed the most is calls from people with very specific jobs. I've always said, I think one of the things that I really loved, I love this book called, it was Gig by Studs. It's Gig. Andrew, you might need to, I'm tired. I say it's one of my favorite books and then I can't remember the name of it. You might need to edit this for me. Working. Studs Terkel, Working. He just interviews people about their professions. I always loved that book. Why did I think it was Gig? No, yeah, it's Gig. Americans talk about their jobs. That's what it was. Studs Terkel wrote Working, And then in the 70s, different authors, John Bowe wrote Gig, which was kind of a continuation of the idea that talking with people about their jobs is really fascinating. That's what happened, Andrea. You don't have to edit it. People know I'm not perfect. I've never claimed I am. There's actually 2 books I love, and I was conflating the 2 into 1. Anyway, I like talking to people about their jobs. And this week we got a call where about the first 40 minutes is about the caller's job. And the caller works in the aviation industry at a tier that I think most of us didn't even know existed. And he talks about his experiences at that particular position and all sorts of stuff about working in aviation, the good parts, the bad parts, how do you balance it with the relentless schedule and the burnout, all these things. And then in the last chunk, honestly, I think he and I just connect because we're similar age and we listen to similar music growing up. And we had a lot to talk about. And it was fun. And I like it. And I think you'll like it too. I think you should go get more with this caller by signing up for our extra stuff at beautifulanonymous.com. Also, the 5 questions. If you don't know how it works, we ask the callers 5 questions from a user-generated list. Each caller gets to leave a question at the end. He left by far the most antagonistic, anger-baiting question on the entire list. So you have to sign up to see what that question is, and it will be asked next week on the 5 questions. So beautifulanonymous.com, everybody. Thanks for supporting the show, and enjoy the phone call.
Thank you for calling Beautiful Anonymous. A beeping noise will indicate when you are on the show with the host.
Geth, hey.
Hi.
How's it going?
It's okay, man. I'm extraordinarily tired. I never sleep. I never sleep anymore. Never.
You're tired. I work overnight.
Ooh, that sucks.
And I got off just a few hours ago.
What do you do?
I am an airline dispatcher.
Whoa.
Do you have any idea what that is? I bet you don't unless you know one.
No, I can't. I mean, my first thought is my brain went to flight traffic controller, but that's clearly different because it's a different name.
Yeah, that's what everybody asks. Oh, you work in the tower. No, don't work in the tower. What I do, I'm the most important guy you've never heard of for an airline.
Oh, boy.
I build the flight plans, so I get the fuel loads for the flights.
Wow.
I get the payload for the flights, including, passenger counts, all that stuff. I look at the NOTAMs, the notes to notice to airmen for the departure, the arrival, en route. I'm watching the weather. I'm communicating with ATC for the pilots if need be. I'm communicating with the pilots during the flights. It's a lot to do, but I work nights, so I'm busy, but there's not a lot to do at night for us. We don't have a lot of flights going.
In some ways, that's easier, and in a lot of ways, I bet that's more difficult.
Oh, yeah, definitely difficult in the nighttime when you're sitting there trying to stay awake. But it's been a road to get here. This is my 3rd airline and 3rd different position in an airline.
I
started out.
Oh, I love these calls. I love when I find out about people's weird jobs. You started as a flight attendant
15 years ago. Yeah.
We're talking Stroop waffles, ginger ales, flight attendant.
No, it was Biscoff's where I was flight attendant.
Biscoff's, you were a Delta. You were a Delta man.
Well, I was a Delta connection.
A Delta connection guy. But Delta, legendary for the Biscoffs. I would argue, because I used to be Queens-based, so I would do Delta out of LaGuardia. Now I do United because I'm Jersey-based out of Newark. Newark is one of the United hubs. The Biscoff might be the thing I miss the most about Delta. And it was a good airline, but that Biscoff was something special.
Yeah, people love them.
Now remind me.
So I went from that.
Yeah, you went from that to, what was your second job with the airline?
I went from a flight attendant. I went into crew scheduling. So I went from crew to screw, as I always said.
Mm-hmm.
And from then I went and got my certificate and became an airline dispatcher.
Now, you've referred to this as the most important job with an airline that no one's ever heard of. Which
Yeah, I mean, if anybody's listening to this who knows me and I say this, they're going to know exactly who I am. I do everything except fly the airplane. The pilots sit down and they push fly.
This is wild. What a wild job.
Other than that, I'm doing everything else for the pilots.
This strikes me as a job that very few people have heard of, and when things are going well, that's a good thing. But I have to imagine when things go wrong in this job is an actual nightmare.
Yeah, it can be. If medical's on the aircraft, we are the point person in the operations where everybody talks to, and we have to start yelling across the room at people, tell them what's going on.
Wow, so this is one of the most intense jobs in America, and no one's ever heard of it. So if someone has...
I don't know if it's that intense, but...
Hey, man, if a plane's wheels malfunction, you're the one who has to sit there and do the calculations in the moment about how much fuel they have as everybody figures out then. And you're also the one figuring out how to divert all the other flights to clear runways and extra track. True or false?
I do not divert other flights. I just focus on my flights.
But you're sitting there counting the fuel. You're sitting there coordinating with the people diverting the other flights. And if somebody goes into cardiac arrest, are you doing the math going, is it quicker to just get them to their destination? Can I find a place for them to land in between here and there?
Yes.
Yeah, and then you're like, I don't know if it's that intense. No one, everyone listening, I think, agrees with me. This is really intense.
Oh, it's just the job. It's what I signed up to do.
It's an amazing job. And if you have to tell yourself it's just a job to show up for these overnights, I will allow you to do so. But I can tell you from most of our perspectives, this is not just a job. This is intense shit.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. It can be intense, but a lot of it's, probably like everything else, there's a lot of boring time.
I bet.
Just sitting around trying to stay awake.
Did you hear about this thing at Newark the other day? Do you hear about all the hubbub?
What's the
light post in the truck? Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Who's that on? You're anonymous. Is that on the person in your position? Is that on the pilot? Who's that on?
I'm guessing that's on the pilot. If he's that low coming in, that's probably what they call an unstable approach. They are not on the glide path, so that it's on the pilot. If they're hitting
for anybody listening, if you've ever driven through New Jersey, I think part of why people think Jersey is such sort of tough to look at visual places because the area directly surrounding the Newark airport is pretty rough. You got a bunch of businesses and breweries. You got the New Jersey Turnpike. And if you've ever driven the New Jersey Turnpike down around exit 13, the planes come right over the turnpike, major highway, like 8-lane highway. The planes come right over it, and then they land on the, I think, south side of the turnpike. And you got the Port of Elizabeth on the, or no, it would be the west side of the turnpike, and on the east side is the port. And just like 2 days ago, a United flight was coming in, and it clipped both a light pole and a bakery delivery truck that was traveling on the New Jersey Turnpike. Everyone survived. No one died, to my knowledge. Yeah. So I feel like you and I are allowed to chuckle about it. But you can see that there's video out there. The guy driving the bakery truck happened to have a video in his cab.
I guess along, and all of a sudden
singing along to a song, and he's singing along to the radio, and then you see him go like, "What's that noise?" And then a jet hits his truck, and I don't know how he was. I read that he had some cuts from the broken glass, but one would think that if a plane landing at Newark Airport, a plane of that size, clipped a truck, that there'd be fatalities. Thank goodness there won't. So you and I can talk about it, but that's real scary.
It is, yes. I mean, it's that hitting a civilian like that. I mean, there's that versus the LaGuardia a month ago when the airplane
scary.
rammed into the fire truck. And if you have not seen that video, do not watch that video. That is
I have no intention.
Scary shit. I mean, those of us in the airlines, we watch those why planes crash stuff for amusement. But that video was just crazy, and I wish I did not watch it.
Can I ask you some honest questions? And again, you're anonymous, but if you're like, hey, professional code says I don't go there.
Yeah,
feel free.
Of course.
Can I just ask you bluntly? So when I was a kid, I was deathly afraid of flying, like deep into high school, and then finally got on planes. Now, with my career, not as much as I used to, thank goodness, but I mean, I used to fly relentlessly. And it's a miracle. We forget that this is a miracle, that this can happen. And I'm wondering, are we as safe as we're led to believe? Are there moments in the sky where we are not as safe as we think as civilians? Are there things happening on a regular basis that are being navigated around that would terrify us if we knew?
For the most part, I would say no.
We are safe.
We are safe. In the 8 years I was a flight attendant, I think just a handful of mechanical issues, and maybe one or two had fire trucks meeting us as we were landing. I mean, they didn't do anything. One of them was actually in Newark. We came in and we had a mechanical that we, as a flight attendants, were preparing for. We didn't say anything to the passengers, but the pilot called us and said, "Hey, something might be going wrong. We're going to have fire trucks on the side of the runway." We prepared for it. We were super well trained, even though it was a regional. I mean, even those smaller airplanes, we were getting pretty much the same training as anybody on a 747 or one of those huge Airbus. So.
And are the passengers informed, or do they just go? Most of them are just looking at their phones. Some of them are like, "Oh, fire truck's weird."
Yeah, most of them are looking at their phones. A couple of them, fire trucks weird. A couple of them, fire trucks, oh no, is that for us? But I don't take this the wrong way, anybody, but airline passengers are dumb.
Oh,
we always said the closer someone gets to an airplane, the dumber they get. Because some of the stuff that happens just for passengers is just weird stuff. And, even as a dispatcher, I got to deal with some of that weird stuff too. If someone's being an asshole in the air, we got to get law enforcement involved. So pilots are talking to us. We're talking to the station saying, "Hey, we need Leos to meet us." So
how much pressure is there? How much pressure is there from the bosses to keep things running on time? Because both the airlines have a vested interest in that, and the national infrastructure has an interest in that. At what point do you go, like, someone's being a dickhead, and if we have to get police on there, it's going to push this back by 40 minutes. How much of a dickhead are they being? Do you have to consider that?
Me, no. The pilots, yes, they're the ones who consider that. It's their bird. They have to protect their bird more than anything else, and we're more pushed for safety than for keeping everything running on time. Which is the way it should be, and we should probably be doing more for safety.
How many flights are you juggling at any given time? Night shift is slower, as you said.
Yeah, night shift. If we're running a night with a lot of flights, I've got maybe 7 in the air at one time, and that's 7
flights.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
And are you? Oh, this is so fascinating. Are you paid by the airlines? Are you paid by the government? Who's actually paying the bills for this?
I'm an airline employee.
And are you at like a central hub, or are you, hey, there's 7 flights leaving from whatever airport, Atlanta, and you're at Atlanta and you track them all the way in 7 different directions across the country, or is it more you're remote from these flights?
We are in a operations office in one central location for all our flights.
For the entire airline's flights?
Yes.
So there's just a giant command center somewhere in the country, and United has one, Delta has one, Spirit Airlines does not. They collapsed.
No, they do not.
I mean, Spirit Airlines disappeared like a dad who went out for cigarettes. No warning. Spirit Airlines. Many warnings based on what Spirit Airlines was. Rest in peace. But man, that happened fast. Yeah,
I have friends who worked at Spirit, and I was working that night, and we watched them fly their last flight, and we just kind of we couldn't raise a drink to them, but metaphorically we rose a drink to them as they were shutting down, and it sounded like everybody showed up that evening to work their normal shift, and halfway through the shift they were starting to park airplanes. So it was kind of all of a sudden on them. And everybody in the industry, for airline industry being so big, we are really small. Everybody knows somebody somewhere. So everybody is affected by this in the airline industry.
Hello?
Oh, is it me?
No, we're being plagued by technical difficulties on our end. I apologize. This is the worst difficulties we've had in definitely since Andrea started on it. Andrea's playing it cool, but I think is probably punching holes in walls right now.
Yeah, I figured she was just going to hang up on me in the middle of our call.
No. That'll
be at the end.
You're crushing it. You're crushing it. We are not doing great on our end today with these stops and starts. If anybody listening senses weird edits, we've had relentless technical difficulties today, and I do apologize for that. I do apologize for that, caller. So, let's jump back into it. Working overnights. How long you been doing overnights?
I've been doing overnights 4 years. Yeah, 4 years.
What's your really, domestic life like?
It can be difficult. We've got kids, 11 and 12. So really, with my seniority, this is the best I can do for domestic life, or taking the kids to activities after school, get a couple hours with the wife and the kids, and have supper, do school stuff or after school stuff, and then I'm off to work. And I should be sleeping during the day, but instead I'm calling some crazy ass call-in show anonymously.
Well, I'm glad you are. I do think, in general, burnout in the airline industry is a pretty scary thing. And there's more and more rules about it, right? About, we've all been on a flight where the weather delays your flight. You're on that runway. They think they're going to get you out in time. Nope. Mechanical difficulty comes through. And then eventually your flight gets pushed because the flight attendants and pilots need their federally mandated break, which can be stressful as a traveler, but is really good to realize, okay, these rules are in place so that you don't have pilots falling asleep. And in an industry as relentless and round the clock and global as what you do, I have to imagine everybody's burnt out or on the edge of it a lot of the time.
Yeah, I think that is probably a true statement. If you're especially working overnights, working red eye stuff, you can really burn out really quick.
And what's the length of your shift?
I work 10 hours.
That's a long shift plus commute time.
Yeah, so 10 hours is the maximum amount I can work as a dispatcher, 10 scheduled hours. So.
And then a few hours with those kids. If you ever want to, if you want to help them get to school, if you want to help them with homework, if you want to be there for a soccer game or a concert, that's all coming out of some very, very tightly budgeted sleep time. Or if you want to call a podcast that was at its peak relevance in 2018, that's coming out of your budgeted sleep time.
Exactly. I mean, I've been dreaming about calling you since 2017. So, hey, I finally got on, and
I'm happy
really,
you did.
I guess I'm happy I did too. Yeah, I'm happy I did. I know when you were releasing what was the last book? Not Fathers and Sons, but you were doing buy 5 books and talk with guests for 10 minutes or whatever.
Yeah.
I was like,
Lose Well, I think that was, yeah.
Lose Well, yeah. Like, I should buy like 5 just so I can just say hi to guests and
I'm
over
glad
the
you
phone.
waited it out. A solid C plus B minus of a book, admittedly. I'm glad you waited it out and did this instead.
Hey, thanks. I read it. I took some stuff from it. I passed it on to my niece. I think she read it, and she did some shit that I don't think she would have done if she didn't.
Oh, good.
So,
I'm happy to help. I'll stop being self-deprecating then.
Hey, no. I mean, we're all self-deprecating. Well, those of us our age are anyway. So
yeah.
Can
I ask you? And I know you're not a controller.
Yeah.
You're a dispatcher. Different positions. You say they often get confused.
Oh yeah.
I do feel like there's probably something that ties together though, which is, I think a lot of people on TikTok and Reddit. There's a whole subculture of people who watch flight-related videos. I mean, there are nerds who are flipping out that you're on the line right now, that like this is their dream to hear about life from the command center. And you know this, there are aviation nerds out there that find it unbelievable that you're speaking this freely, I'm sure. Thank you for doing it. But one thing that I've noticed in those videos is there are videos, and I'm not one to watch a flight crash video, but I've seen a number where there's mechanical problems or near misses or things that, small planes, large planes. And one thing that you clock right away is that everyone on the infrastructural side of flights, whether this is pilots, whether this is the tower controllers, and I have to imagine you, is when things go wrong, these people are trained to go into what is almost a Zen-like state of calm. That in a scenario where everyone would be well within their rights to freak out, it seems like the training of the airline industry or part of the vetting of the people is we need to get people who, when disaster strikes, they actually have an internal instinct or ability to get more calm than an average human. Would you say that that's true?
For me, yes. The couple of things I had as a flight attendant, I was amazed afterwards at how I just kind of went into a Zen mode and knew exactly what I was supposed to do and did it. And it's not like I don't remember doing it, but it's just became second nature. And I knew what to do. And the couple of, kind of major mechanical issues I've had as a dispatcher, I just kind of go, okay, I need to do this. I do it. I do what I need to do. Tell who I need to tell. Talk to the pilot after it's all done, and it's done. And I look back and go, holy hell, I just did that.
Are there, I've been nervous to even ask, are there examples of things, and I don't want to make you relive your most tense moments, but everyone is curious, like what's the diciest it's gotten for you? Or is that a faux pas? Is that like asking a soldier if they've taken life in war? Is it like, let's not go there? And we'll pause there because that's a question everybody wants to know the answer to, right? I'll ask the awkward questions. We'll get the answer when we get back, and so much more. This episode is brought to you by IQ Bar, our exclusive snack, hydration, and coffee sponsor. IQ Bar protein bars, IQ Mix hydration mixes, IQ Joe mushroom coffees. Let's talk about them. I love them all. These are the delicious, low-sugar brain and body fuel you need to win your day. The ultimate sampler pack. It's a great way to try all IQ Bar products and flavors. You get 9 IQ Bars, 8 IQ Mix sticks, 4 IQ Joe sticks. All IQ Bar products are clean label certified. They're entirely free from gluten, dairy, soy, GMOs, artificial ingredients. They're so good. The flavor combinations are sick, man. I mean, the IQ Bar alone, you got mint chocolate chip protein bars. Over in the hydration mix, the blueberry pomegranate is no joke. There's vanilla spice coffee with IQ Joe. There's limited edition and seasonal flavors too. Sometimes they have chefs come in to design flavors. It's great stuff. With over 20,000 5-star reviews and counting, more people than ever are fueling their busy lifestyles with IQ Bar's brain and body boosting bars, hydration mixes, and mushroom coffees. The ultimate sampler pack includes all 3. I'm telling you, you're not going to find a bigger fan of IQ Mix anywhere in the world than me. I love it. And the IQ Joe coffee sticks, as my wife calls them, she just 2 days ago came into the room, made a cute pouty face and was like, "Can you order me more coffee sticks?" And I bought the coffee sticks. This is not a situation where they have given me samples over the years. Now we are regular customers. My wife and I actively buy coffee sticks all the time. IQ Mix, threw in some protein bars while I was on the site. It's great stuff. I'm not kidding. These protein bars, grab and go. You're not going to find a better breakfast. Throw some in your bag when you travel. You'll be happy you did. And my wife is the world's biggest fan of IQ Joe. And I never bring up my wife in these ads unless it's 1,000% true. And right now, IQ Bar is offering our special podcast listeners 20% off all IQ Bar products, including that ultimate sampler pack, plus free shipping. To get your 20% off, text BEAUTIFUL to 64,000. That's the word BEAUTIFUL to 64000. That's BEAUTIFUL to 64,000. Message and data rates may apply. See terms for details. Quince is... I don't even know how to start explaining my love for Quince, honestly. I've always loved Quince, and I've been trying to up my fashion game, and Quince has become just a bigger deal along the way. I've been getting very, very into fashion. I've been thinking a lot about how you present yourself as one of the ways that you can send messages to the world. And I've gotten into vintage and looking for stuff that's easy and comfortable and versatile and allows you to look a little more put together. And it makes getting dressed not just simpler, but more fun. And Quince is an absolute game changer. Absolute go-to. I have an overcoat from Quince. I have hats from Quince. I have... This corduroy jacket that I'm wearing right now is from Quince. I have another corduroy jacket. I have all sorts of items from Quince because the fabrics are elevated, the fits are clean, everything works without you needing to overthink it. And honestly, the price point is so incredible for the quality of the fit that you're getting, the items that you're getting. It's undebatable. Quince has all the wardrobe staples for spring. I have a linen jacket from Quince. I have linen pants from Quince. They have 100% European linen shorts and shirts. They've got cheap shirts, man, from $34 for linen, for real linen. I've got a short sleeve linen shirt from Quince. I love it, man. Their linen is lightweight, it's breathable, it's comfortable, it looks good, it looks put together. It's 100% Pima cotton tees are out there. They have a softness that needs to be felt. I'm telling you, this is stuff that are high ticket items with other brands, and Quince is throwing fastballs at affordable prices. It's great. Their pants have that same balance you want, relaxed and comfortable, polished enough to wear anywhere. Everything is priced 50 to 80% less than what you find with similar brands. Quince works directly with ethical factories. They cut out the middlemen. You're getting premium materials without all the markup. This is true. You look up the materials they're using and what brands from Italy and Germany and elsewhere are charging, and Quince is making stuff that, in my opinion, a lot of times looks just as good, if not better, than some of the premium brands, let alone some of the American go-tos. I'm telling you, Quince is changing the game, making stuff that is built to last and high quality at a price point that is honestly insane. And the more I've dived into fashion in recent months, the more I realize Quince is great. Really, really great. I stand by this corduroy jacket that I'm wearing right now. I think I look good. It makes me feel good. It holds up well. I think it's quality stuff. I've just listed to you like 10 items in my actual wardrobe from Quince that blow my mind. They'll blow your mind too. Refresh your everyday with luxury you'll actually use. Head to quince.com/beautiful for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada too. That's QUINCE.com/beautiful. Free shipping, 365-day returns. Quince.com/beautiful. I'm not joking around. They have great stuff. You'll wear it all the time. Great men's line, women's line, accessories, everything. I think I'm going to get a bag from Quince next. They bring the heat, man. There are times in life when sleep is non-negotiable. Okay, maybe you have been raising kids while working a job. You got the desperate attempt to maintain some sort of personal life for your own sanity. Sleep during those stretches becomes so valuable, worth protecting. It affects everything, your energy, your mood, your focus, your health. When you get into these stretches where you're not sleeping right, everything else in life gets more tenuous. Do what you got to do to make sleep better. And at some point, this is going to mean less chasing trends and all these things and just going back to basics. Invest in some comfort that lasts. Bowl and Branch has the answer. Bowl and Branch bedding is designed for the type of rest you need, especially during these chaotic stretches of life. Man, I sleep on Bowl and Branch products, and they are bringing it. From their signature organic cotton sheets to plush pillows, breathable blankets, temperature-regulating comforters, everything's made to create a bed that truly supports good sleep. It's incredibly soft, breathable. It's built to get better over time. It's the kind of sleep that you don't compromise. You settle in and you get good quality sleep. A lot of customers start with the sheets, but you're going to realize as soon as you do, you're going to sense the quality of the project. You're going to upgrade your whole bed, and your sleep experience will be better for it. I sleep on Bowl and Branch sheets. It is an absolute game changer. They're soft. They're comfortable. Anytime Bowl and Branch is in the rotation, I know I can actually settle in and finally get some good sleep. I also have the Bowl and Branch waffle blanket, which is honestly, I don't even understand the engineering because in the winter, it keeps me super warm. Now we're getting into the transition to the warmer months in the Northeast, and this thing breathes like crazy, and I don't know how it does both. You can feel the quality of these products right away. They get softer over time, and honestly, it just makes your bed, however good it is, go up a couple notches in quality. The sleep experience just gets better. It's super simple. I love that waffle blanket. I love those sheets. I love Bowl and Branch. They're not messing around. They make good stuff. Your bed could feel better right now. Why not do it? Upgrade your sleep with Bowl and Branch. Get 15% off your first order plus free shipping at bowlandbranch.com/beautiful. Use the code BEAUTIFUL. That's Bowl and Branch, BOLLANDBRANCH.com/beautiful. The code is BEAUTIFUL. You'll unlock 15% off. Exclusions apply. Thanks to all the advertisers that allow this show to exist. Now let's get back to the phone call. Are there, I've been nervous to even ask, are there examples of things, and I don't want to make you relive your most tense moments, but everyone is curious, like what's the diciest it's gotten for you? Or is that a faux pas? Is that like asking a soldier if they've taken life in war? Is it like, let's not go there?
I mean, the pilots are so well trained. If there is something that happens to the aircraft in the air, they go into their Zen state and do what they need to do. They run their checklists. They know exactly what to do, and they do it. And luckily, everything has worked out. I haven't had any crashes, so I guess that's all I can say about that.
Did we audibly hear you knocking on wood as you said that?
Yeah, yes, you did.
I'll do the same. I'll do the same for you right there.
I don't know why. I don't think I'm that superstitious, but sometimes I just have to knock on the wood.
In your industry, let's be as superstitious as we need to be to keep sending all positivity and good luck right into it.
Yes, let us. Yeah. So,
how often do you fly? Is flying a different experience for you than it is for me, being that you've been on the inside of the industry so much?
I mean, I love to fly. I do when I can, but I shouldn't say that. I love to fly, but I hate having to deal with passengers, and I hate to travel. I don't know if that makes any sense at all.
So you like the miracle of flight. You don't like the circumstance of actual travel. So you are one of the aviation nerds. You're one of these nerdy aviation people that loves it.
Yes, I am. Going through turbulence, it puts me to sleep.
Wow.
I don't know why. I was on a deadhead one day going into, I don't know where it was, but we hit some wind shear on the descent in. So the pilots did a go around. This was when I was a flight attendant. And the woman sitting next to me, I'm deadheading, so I'm in uniform, sitting on the window.
What is
looking out the
deadheading?
window. Traveling between airports on company time, on company pay.
Okay.
It's airline jargon. But we hit this wind shear and maybe just a little moderate plus turbulence, and the woman next to me had a death grip on the armrest, and I'm nodding off to sleep, silently laughing to myself because I find it so calming.
I've been on a couple flights where a lot of the passengers, where turbulence was bad enough that we wondered if we were going down. And all the flight attendants obviously exude a sense of chill and calm and tell everybody to remain calm, and the pilots get ahead of it. Hey, this is about to be happening. But I've definitely had a couple times with all my flying. One when I was flying to Brazil and I was sound asleep and woke up to everyone around me screaming and just quietly made peace and said, okay, I'm about to die. I always wondered if I'd die in a plane crash. This was a suspicion I had as a child that made me fear flying. I guess I'm about to die in a plane crash. And I didn't scream. And I don't know if that's fucked up or not of me, but I've had a few things like that where we're really bouncing around and you can hear some people really starting to verbalize that they are full of fear, and I am quietly resigned to death. So I guess that's a good thing.
Sure.
Well, that response made me feel very, very strange and insane.
Not to be fatalistic, but if it's your time, it's your time.
It is, and I've lived a lot of life. I have found that every time I've wondered if death was coming, I'm like, I've had a great life. My instinct is always like, cool. I wish I could hang out a little longer. These instincts of like, in the last 7 years, it's been, oh man, my kid seems like he's going to be so cool. Like I have that regret, but I have very few. Anytime I have feared death recently, I'm like, I've had a great life. I've had a great, surprising life, and I'm fine with it. Should this be it, I'm fine with it. But I don't know I don't know how to handle that. And it's weird. It is very strange that you are in an industry that makes many, many people that participate in it come to grips with their feelings about death. To just know you're sending planes in different directions all over the world. And that a lot of the people on those planes are contemplating death and what it means to them at any given moment.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, like I said, not to be fatalistic. Well, I guess I am fatalistic. If it's your time, it's your time.
Indeed.
But,
Indeed. Clapping at the end of a flight. How do you feel about it? Should we be clapping?
Fuck that. Fuck no. God, those people should be drug out in the street and given a very hard spanking or something. I don't know.
Okay.
No, they should not. If an overhead bin is closed, don't open it.
Don't be opening them overheads, everybody. Don't be opening the overheads.
When you're boarding the airplane, overhead bin's closed. Don't open it.
And I understand that it's frustrating to have to gate check your bag. If they tell you at the gate, if they tell you as you're getting on the plane, hey, there's no overhead left, and then you carry the bag back 35 rows, and guess what? There's no overhead left. You don't get to act like an asshole when you have to march it all the way back up. Like they told you.
And if the flight attendant sees you come on and says, your bag's not going to fit, we need to gate check that.
Trust them.
Trust them. Flight attendants see hundreds of bags a day. They know sizes by the looks of them.
They're trying to help us. They're trying to do it the right way. Nobody wants to nobody boarding wants to stand behind you for 7 minutes as you desperately jam all of your weight behind a bag, throw your rotator cuff out, leaping into your bag shoulder first for a bag that you've been told at least to maybe 5 times by different employees of this airline. That will not work. Let's not do it. And
exactly.
Can I also put this out here? Because I want to get into this with you. There are some aspects of airport travel that I think actually underline a lot of elitism and class issues in America. We're going to get into it. I'm going to go there. I am nuts about this stuff. But I will say this. You can pay to play in certain areas of airport travel, and if you travel a lot, do so. For example, if you want consistent overhead space, and again, this comes from a point of privilege. I am someone who's financially stable. I'll knock on wood there for myself. But if you always want to get overhead space, you can sign up for that airline's credit card. And one of the perks of those credit cards is very often that means you board Group 1. So if you want the overhead space, you can sign up for their credit card. I got a United credit card. I barely use it, but I always keep it up to date because even though So
you can get on and get your bag in the overhead bin.
The boarding Group 1. You get boarding Group 1. You always get the overhead. If you fly as much as I do, yes, I will have a credit card just to solve that pain in the ass. And if you're getting on in Group 7 and there's no overhead space, I feel bad. I understand it's stressful and it's annoying, but you don't get to have a tantrum like a kid. You don't, as a grown-up. You don't. There's ways around this. Get pre-check.
Yes, there are.
Oh, I have to ask you. I've asked it on the show before. But since you care about flying, I have not just pre-check. I have global entry. Okay, I have global entry, which includes pre-check. So this lets you know I'm a serious traveler. I was for a long time I would say I was legit a very serious traveler. When you have pre-check and you buy a ticket for someone else, very often that means they get pre-check as well.
Okay.
My wife got her own pre-check and then did not renew it. She let it lapse. And then we found out that now that she had it and it lapsed, I couldn't buy a ticket for her and get pre-check. So we would travel as and we would travel as a family where my son and I would have pre-check and my wife would not. And I know people are going to hate me. People are going to hate me for this. And I know the listeners of my show will disagree with me. My opinion is that if you had pre-check and just didn't renew it, I will see you on the other side of security. I'm not taking off my belt and my shoes and taking my laptop out because you couldn't click refresh on a website and pay like the $60 or whatever it was. I know our finances were a couple. I got $60. Everyone hates me when I say it. But in my opinion, I will see you on the other side.
I will agree with you. 100%.
Everyone's going to be mad at us. You understand that?
Yes, I understand that. But then sometimes being an airline employee, I get to go through the pre-check line too. So
look at that. You get some perks. What are the other perks? Do you get into the global? No, it doesn't sound like you work for United. We've talked about it on the show before, but you might have insider knowledge, both with your current role and especially as a flight attendant. These invite-only tiers of flight status, that's legit shit, right?
I have no idea.
Don't play.
Truly,
This is an
I
NDA.
have no idea.
You signed an NDA. There's no way
I-
you're a flight attendant and you don't know about the people with diamond medallion status or global services.
Hey,
There's no way. This is NDA talking.
I was a flight attendant, and I'm a dispatcher in a union. They don't tell us the proletariat anything about what they do.
But when you're a flight attendant and one of those people with that very, very high level flight status gets on, you're not told to give them the white glove treatment or pamper them a little bit?
Oh yeah, we were told that. We
so you
we
know
had
who
people,
they are.
We
There's
had,
protocols in place.
Yeah, you know who they are. Yeah, we had I had a gate agent come on and do up a seat special for this passenger because they were, I don't know what status they were. And she said, "Oh, make
I
it
don't
special
mean
for
status
Mr.
in the
So-and-so."
real
And I'm
world.
like,
I just want to be clear. I'm not saying like they're an aristocrat or a politician status. I'm saying medallion status, gold, platinum, million miler,
geranium,
1K.
whatever the hell it is. Yeah.
Yeah. So you know that as a flight attendant. If you got a million miler on there, you're giving them extra pillows, you're giving them extra snacks.
Well, you're a little nicer to them.
Yeah. And they probably are good travelers.
Well, I was a little nicer to them. I shouldn't be speaking for all flight attendants. I'm sure some of my former colleagues will go on bend a knee for those extra special plutonium medallion members.
As you should. But I do have to say this. The longer I'm alive, and I feel like we're in a stretch right now where I think we're starting to see that the class divide in America has become very intense and very serious. And I don't know if there's any,
I believe
it's wild, right? And you and I are both union members. Like people are rolling up their sleeves. There's a combination of, hopelessness and also like we gotta fight, carve out some space for working people. But airports are one of the only places I can think of, at least in America, where we face it on as head on as we do. I've been thinking about this a lot, that this idea that you have a boarding group and that you can earn status and that you can pay for pre-check or you can pay for clear or you can join credit cards that give you free checked bags and that you board in groups that reflect how much you're able to spend on the experience. Airports are very, very weird societal. They're not just transportation hubs. They are little mini reflections of society in a weird,
is that our
intense
class
way.
system here in the U.S.?
I don't know.
I think it is.
I don't know if I think it is. I think in a lot of ways it is. Like if you were told, like if there were and Spirit was actually the closest to this, but this idea of like, hey, we're not going to have boarding groups. They're going to be, you don't get to buy into a boarding group. They will be randomly assigned. And sometimes you're going to be group 1 and sometimes you're going to be group 7. Rich people would lose their fucking minds.
Oh God,
they would not stomach it. Rich people would not allow it to happen. If it was like everyone, instead of some people having like legit great meals up in first class and some people having the option to buy like a hummus box with old olives in the back. And instead it was like, you know what, you're going to spend $12 on like hard cheese, crackers, and sad olives in a pouch. But what we're going to do actually is we'll take the food budget and get like a mid-grade meal that splits the difference and everyone gets the same meal. Rich people would flip.
They would lose their fucking minds.
Where's my fucking baked cod and my ice cream sundae on a plane? They would lose their minds.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Anyway, so that hold music, that was really good.
Thanks so much. Yeah, I think we got to update the hold music soon, but I'm proud of we've consistently had probably the best hold music in podcasting, but to be fair, most podcasts don't put people on hold for extended periods of time.
Well, yeah. There's one of them, I just Googled the lyric, the Front Bottoms.
Oh,
that's a really cool song, man.
I'm so psyched to introduce some good music to the listeners of the hold music on our show. Yeah, the Front Bottoms are fantastic. True gentlemen of New Jersey.
I saw that. They kind of sound like Pup, the band Pup.
Pup is another great band. Yeah. Pup played my old TV. Pup and the Front Bottoms both played my old TV show.
Oh, shit, that's cool. And Pup, when I heard
awesome.
Pup, I was like, man, these guys remind me of Lifter Puller.
You're talking Lifter Puller. We're talking Craig Finn's pre-hold steady band, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Look at this. We got a hip music aircraft guy on the phone. We got an aircraft dispatcher who knows his hipster music.
Well, yeah, I guess. And then I just kind of got back into music like a year and a half ago or something. There's a college radio station near where I grew up, and they have a punk rock music show every Tuesday night. And the guy there plays independent stuff, old stuff. It's really cool, and I found a couple of really cool bands that I just got into. One of them is a Chicago band. They just released a new record after I don't know how many years. The Arrivals is the name of the band. They're pretty cool.
I love it. I love that we've gone from flight and airline chat to random punk music recommendations. I love this.
Yeah.
Were you a punk kid growing up?
Yes, kind of. For middle of nowhere Midwest. You know, it was like Ramones and Bad Religion, NoFX, Pennywise.
So we're around the same age.
Yeah.
We're talking a lot of Fat records there, a lot of Lookout records there.
Yeah. You know, I'd go to the music store and try and find the stuff that I think the Guns N' Roses, they did that cover record, and there was a lot of punk stuff on there. So, you know, okay, they're covering the Misfits. Okay, we're the Misfits. You know, as I'm 13, 14 years old, oh, these are the Misfits. Okay, you know, Dead Boys. What the? Okay, wow. Or like, you know, Ramones. Reading about the Ramones and all the CBGB bands and watching the history of rock and roll on PBS, the punk episode, and going, oh, Richard Hell and the Voidoids. Holy hell!
If I had a time machine, awesome. I honestly might take it back to that first explosion of CBGB's bands.
Yeah. Oh, that would be awesome just to see. And even the bands we've never heard of, you know.
Yeah, so many that came and went. But this idea that there was an era in New York music history where you could go to one bar and potentially see the Ramones and Talking Heads and Blondie on the same night.
And Jane County and the Dolls.
It's crazy. Yeah. And then at the same time that was happening, you could theoretically go up to the Bronx same day and see parties happening in parks with stolen electricity that were the birth of hip-hop. Yeah. And this was all exploding at the same time, let alone like an explosion of Latin music in New York at the same time, all while New York was sort of like a crumbling infrastructure place that was feeling abandoned. It sounds so awesome. What a cool
how
time
everything
to be alive.
came from that broken, bankrupt, crumbling city. It's amazing, but something had to come from it, and so much came from it. And pretty much everything is really fucking cool that came from it.
Yeah,
well, the music and art scene anyway.
Oh yeah, I mean, so much stuff in music, in in visual art, in fashion, that is still rolling downhill from those people, then it's wild. But I've actually been thinking that we are currently in a phase where I'm predicting that in the next couple of years, there's going to be some sort of artistic movement that springs up because there's now so much tech influence over the arts and the distribution of the arts, and it's become so much harder to make money as artists that while things aren't ever going to be centralized in a place, I mean, although there are waves where obviously Seattle and then Brooklyn in the 20s, 2000s, 2010s, and you do see regional explosions of music, but I think in general, there's going to be some sort of underground art explosion just based on like, okay, we have to reject the tech industry outright and you have to come participate in this in person or see it in person or find the ways that we even talk about it, because artists, there are going to be groups of artists that wholesale go, we can't participate in TikTok, Instagram, Spotify, these YouTube, they're killing us. They're killing us. So we got to go build our own new thing. And there's going to be a new CBGBs that is a rejection of the digital space. I'm calling it. I'm calling it now.
Somebody make that happen.
Let's pause. Somebody does need to make that happen. And other people have so many things in their lives that they need to make happen. And sometimes there's products and services that can make you make those things happen and make it easier for those things to happen. So check out the ads and we'll be right back.
She does a lot for your family. Mother's Day is your chance to show her you see it with a gift from a brand trusted for generations to help people get the moment right. 1-800-Flowers. With double blooms from 1-800-Flowers, buy 1 dozen roses and get another dozen for free. It's a bigger gesture, backed by 50 years of experience delivering fresh flowers, so you can feel confident sending something that lands. Show up for her with double blooms at 1-800-Flowers.com/podcast. That's 1-800-Flowers.com/podcast.
Tecovas is the go-to for premium, handcrafted Western boots. Stop by any store location for a warm welcome, a cold drink in hand, and a truly one-of-a-kind shopping experience. Let our friendly staff help you find your new go-to boots, whether your first pair or your 50th. Finish things off with a complimentary boot brand to make them extra special. Come for the boots, stay for the good times. Tecovas, forever West.
This is Dr. Laurie Santos from the Happiness Lab. As a happiness expert, I know that mindfulness isn't just about meditation. It's also about being present with your choices. And for me, present at mealtime. That's why I choose Dietz & Watson. They're a family-owned and operated business, and they never cut corners. Ever. I use their chicken sausage with no added hormones in my family recipes. Dietz & Watson have been handcrafting meats and cheeses for over 85 years. They know that good taste doesn't need a long list of ingredients. They're totally transparent about what goes into their food and what doesn't. And that's why their meats and cheeses taste so great. They stick to what matters, using the fewest, highest quality ingredients to craft their meats and cheeses. Because that's how they've always done it. If you want a more mindful meal, check out Dietz & Watson. Dietz & Watson, it's a family thing. Since 1939. Visit dietzandwatson.com/therightway to learn more about the Dietz difference. That's dietzandwatson.com/therightway.
Thanks again to all our advertisers. Now let's finish the phone call.
Somebody make that happen.
I would love that. I would love that.
That would be awesome. I would not go because I hate people, hate being in crowds, but it needs to happen.
And it's not for guys our age, but I hope you and I benefit being around our age. It's like, man, like the Ramones did what they did, and then it was still rolling downhill. You can look back to when we were kids in high school, and you go, and Green Day exploding on MTV is like you can build the direct connection from that back to the Ramones, and then Green Day's explosion allowed all these punk bands to tour. And you said you grew up in the Midwest. I grew up in Jersey, but both had scenes where it's like you might have a band you really love playing an American Legion Hall 2 towns over, and you can go see them with 100 other kids from your county. And it's a beautiful experience, and that band can make some money and sell some merch on top of it and stay at somebody's house, and the kids get to walk in and see it for $5, $7, $10. You know, those shows that were so beautiful back then, it's $7, but only $5 if you bring a can of food for the food drive.
Exactly.
Like, those were beautiful things. And you know, I hope there is some sort of movement where the young people, and not just the artistically inclined, but the kids who want to participate in a thing. I feel like
I was
such
never that artistic,
and lack of humanity.
But I just like to be around that stuff, all that.
And at the end of the day, it's about connecting with people, right? It's an
exactly
that type of music was a great excuse to be in a room full of people. Period. Let alone, much like the clothes you choose to wear, the music that you listen to, the magazines that you chose to read back then, these were all things that sort of said, hey, these represent some level of who I want to be and be viewed as and present myself as. Like a fan of, you know, even within punk, like a fan of Social Distortion might be living a very, very different life than a fan of Minor Threat or Fugazi. And there's certainly crossover, but like the bands the t-shirts you wear and the patches you wear start to tell other people, here's my ethics, here's who I am. And I just think there's such a profound level of loneliness right now, and artists are the ones that bring people together and invite young people to make choices about who they want to be, who they want to be seen as, how they want to live, what world they want to participate in. So anyway, this is what happens when you bring up Lifter Puller on Beautiful Anonymous, everybody.
Go listen to Lifter Puller. It's
great
Craig
band.
Can write some great stuff, and the music
and the Hold Steady, man.
Yeah,
the Hold Steady. I really like the Hold Steady. There's people who are obsessed with them.
Oh yeah, they are.
People who follow them around Grateful Dead style, and I get it. I can't claim to be encyclopedic, but no one can deny. If you guys listening don't know this band, the Hold Steady, the best Hold Steady songs are some of the best songs ever written, and they all have and it's an underrated quality. The reclamation of Bruce Springsteen being cool, I think so much of it goes back to the Hold Steady being like, guys, I know Bruce Springsteen became like a little bit cheesy in the 80s for a while there, and maybe he represented some corporate rock or whatever, like major label excess, but fuck, his songs were good. And the Hold Steady's a big part of why we all like Bruce right now, man.
Did you've heard the song he did for Minneapolis, right?
Oh, I was psyched. That's my boy. I love Bruce. Stepping up, putting his politics on the line, not scared. That being said, Bruce, stop charging people $2,500 for tickets. You don't get to be the working class hero and do that. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Exactly.
I think I've said this before on the show. A rant that I am now repeating.
Yeah, I don't know if you have, but other people have for sure. I've heard it before.
Yeah. As a Jersey guy, Bruce, you represent so much. If you made $1,000 a show instead of $1,000 a ticket instead of $3,000, that would still be too much, but it wouldn't feel exploitative. And we love you, man. We love you.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you who it was. It was Robert Smith from The Cure. And as a Smiths fan, I'm not supposed to like The Cure, but I do like The Cure. And he was the one that was like, this Ticketmaster stuff, I'm not doing it. Let's erase these fees or I'm canceling all these shows. So it's doable.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah. It's hopefully, and Ticketmaster just got dealt that big blow, didn't they?
They did.
Where was that?
They did.
Yeah, which is hopefully great news for music fans and art fans.
Artists. I hope it helps artists. Yeah, I love it. I love that we talked about the infrastructure of
pocket, not Ticketmasters.
The infrastructure of flight, followed up by love of the arts. What kind of music do your kids like?
They like, hip hop. Whatever's cool in hip hop now.
That's cool.
I don't know. I try to. 12-year-old who thinks he's 16, so he plays his video games and lays in his bed and listens to music. I can't blame him. Yeah.
I've realized, and it's a cliche thing, but I've realized if I try to force anything I like, it will be rejected. But my son, and Hallie has the best taste in music. I mean, impeccable taste. And sometimes he'll come to me and be like, Daddy, can I play it? Okay, what's that song you played sometime? It goes, Young Boys, Young Girls. And I'm like, oh, you want me to play you the Gaslight Anthem? Rad. Let's play. And he'll request that. And then I have to remember he's 7, so then sometimes he's like, can you play this song where the Minions sing about papayas? And I'm like, right, you're 7.
Yep.
I can't try to force it to all be cool.
One that I like, that my kids have liked since they heard it, and my daughter especially wants to listen to it when we're driving together, the original cast recording of Spam-A-Lot.
Really?
Yes.
That's pretty awesome.
She and I will drive in the car and we will sing along to every song. I'll have to change a couple of words.
That's an amazing bonding experience.
But yeah, she is. Oh.
Since you brought them up before,
fuck.
Since we're talking about kids and music, and since you brought this band up before, one of the kind of most, I actually find it very inspiring and heartwarming because in my mind, the Ramones might be the best band ever. Like if I think about all the music I like, everything before them, the Ramones boiled it down to the Ramones. Everything that is after them, you can't ignore that the Ramones did what they did. Like I honestly think they might be the hinge upon which all rock and roll swings is the Ramones. Everything before and after, the Ramones are the Ramones. But one of the most inspiring things about the Ramones is that I've talked to many parents, and generally everybody who's tried it agrees, little kids instinctively fucking love the Ramones. You play the Ramones for a 3-year-old, oh my goodness, toddlers love. There is something about that music that is just their whole thing. Let's get rock and roll back to its basic joy, its most basic elements that recapture the excitement and joy of what it's supposed to be. Get away from this 70s cock rock excess.
Exactly.
And little kids love the Ramones instinctively. It's awesome.
It's just because it's basic. I mean, it's not basic in the execution of it, but in the spirit and the songs themselves, they're just basic. They're go out, jump up and down, run around, scream if you want to, shout. It's what kids want to do. It's what I want to do.
Oh, it's the best. Do you ever get a chance to go to shows anymore?
I get invited.
Schedule, huh?
Well, sometimes I could make it work, but I get invited. I'm just like, I just don't want to deal with people. Yeah. I'm just getting too old.
Yeah. Once I started looking for chairs to sit down while seeing bands, I was like, ooh, I'm that guy. I remember the guy who was slightly too old to be doing this when I was young.
Yeah.
I'm that guy. So it's rare. My wife still loves going to shows. I can't do it anymore. Every once in a blue moon.
There's a song by a band called Dingus called That Guy, and it's about that guy, that old guy who's at the show.
That's me.
It is. They're a pop punk funny band.
Pop punk funny bands, when they're funny, they're really funny. Some of that stuff has not aged well. If anybody tries to go look up funny pop punk, a lot of it has not aged well since the 90s. But that's okay.
A lot of stuff hasn't aged well since the 90s, but we're working on it, man.
That's true. Well, we've only got a few minutes left. I feel like we've really connected, and you've given me confidence that, I'm somebody who has quietly in the back of my head always wondered, like, are we just getting away with flight and all these planes, like, not crashing into each other? You've given me confidence. No, it seems like there's competent people at the wheel. I wish they let you get more sleep. It's a little weird that
I
the
wish-
standard American work shift is 8 hours and yours is 10 when you have a job where people's lives are on the line.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but it was my choice. If I wanted to, I could find something else to do. Work 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. But,
Yeah.
I mean, airline people are weird. We like having weird schedules.
Who do you think is weirder, airline people or train people?
Oh, man,
two transportation-based subcultures full of obsessive weirdos.
I don't know many train people. My grandfather was a train. Well, he worked at the depot, but he was kind of a train person. But he grew up in the Depression, so he had all that. I mean,
I bet there's a lot of crossover. I bet there's a lot of people who.
Yeah,
I bet there's a lot
I'm
of
sure.
people in aviation whose grandfather used to be train guys.
yeah. I've half looked at going into trying to get a job at the railroad. I don't know why.
You're a
Just something
transportation nerd. There are
Apparently
transportation
I am.
nerds in this world.
I'm not a nerd, but you know, I had a train set growing up.
Yeah.
My grandpa got us a ride in the caboose on a train one day. That was awesome. I don't know, I was 6.
Mm-hmm.
That was awesome.
You're talking to a guy who literally, I was at the hardware store this morning buying ant bait, and I've realized the hardware store by me does the most brilliant thing. They sell all kinds of shit right by checkout that's clearly meant to appeal to middle-aged men who have kids, and it is working.
So, is it a real hardware store or is it a home improvement store?
I can't even begin to know the difference.
When you go in there,
yeah.
do the employees know what stuff is and where to find it, and we'll take you right there?
You can ask any employee in that store, where's this, and they all know every aisle off the top of their heads.
Oh,
if that's the qualifier, this is a non-corporate hardware store. Yeah.
Oh, I fucking love a hardware store.
You and me both, brother. This one has a popcorn machine. It's great. Free popcorn as you stroll the aisles. They had model rocket kits near the checkout. Model rocket kits at the. I said I haven't done one of these since 9th grade with my dad. Man, let's get it. So I got one. Me and Cal doesn't even know. I'm going to show him later. I'm going to be like, "Come on, we're going to a field. We're setting off a rocket."
I hope he loves that, man.
He's going to lose it.
I mean, everybody should know that this is a Touchstone caller calling in, and just the other day you released the episode with the callback episode with the logger and his son, and you had Cal on, and Cal sounds so fucking cool.
Cal's a cool kid, man. He was giving me the business. Yes, if you're not a Touchstone subscriber, you don't get the follow-ups. Our most recent follow-up, we had the timber faller from that very popular call, his son, very popular call, and my kid was stuck in the studio. I was watching him while I did a call. Never
and
happens.
He was giving
and he
you
jumped
the
on the mic. He gave me the business, man.
Yeah, he did.
He was giving me the business. And I loved every second of it. He felt bad. I said, "Man, you don't feel bad. Your dad's a comedian. Of course you got to make fun of your dad." That's how I found my comedic voice, was making fun of my dad.
Hey, good. Yeah. Yeah.
Indeed.
So yeah,
Indeed.
I for the most part, I don't give a shit about all the Touchstone benefits. And getting back to art,
okay,
I'm supporting your art, man. If this is an art,
it's really, really appreciated. Thank you. I'll take it. No, I do classify myself as an artist, and this project, we're out of time, but I thank you for setting that up. And first of all, thank you for supporting it. Thank you for being one of these people that is like, I'll put some money out of my pocket for the art I love. And again, in the face of everybody has seen it. Every podcast is now a video podcast hosted by a celebrity. They're just fake TV shows. My show never would have even hit the airwaves.
I don't
like it
watch.
Did 10 years ago.
I
It's
don't
tough,
watch
man. And
podcasts.
some of these people are friends of mine. Some of these people are people I admire. But like, these are just TV shows. Like, And then they tell us all, well, you make your money touring your live show. But like we said, Ticketmaster and Live Nation have these monopolies. Well, okay, that means they get bigger cuts and jack up the prices on your audience, and that's unpleasant. Well, then you'll make some of it back on merch, but the venues take 10%, sometimes more, of the merch sales. It's like, I am not trying to complain. I said it before. I've had an incredibly lucky life, but man, they are making it tough. So every single person who subscribes, just understand that you are giving the show breathing room and freedom and the ability to survive. So huge thank you. Yeah. Huge thank you. And it means a lot to me. I feel you squeezing in that plug just under the wire here on the free feed. And I thank you so sincerely.
Just for the cost of a cup of coffee a day, you too can support Beautiful stories from anonymous people.
Look at that. Thank you, Andrew.
Are we still calling it that?
No, nobody's called it that in years, but I thank you. Thank you. Anyway, no, I love it. Speaking of it, though, I know you say you don't listen to it all the time, but we do have extra time with each caller and the 5 questions, which is a great way to continue to get to know you. Can you hang out for like 15 more minutes?
Yeah, definitely.
All right. And we'll say goodbye to everybody on the free feed.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Caller, thank you so sincerely for calling. Thanks for connecting about music at the end. You told me all about your job, and then we just got to be nerds about this music we grew up with. I loved it. Thank you so much. And thanks for plugging the stuff. If you want to get the stuff, beautifulanonymous.com. You sign up. When you support the show, you can do it for $5 a month, $10 a month. It's what will allow this show to survive beyond our existing contract. So thanks for supporting everybody. Sincerely, means the world that you do. Thanks to Andrew Quinn for producing the show. Thank you to Shell Shag for our theme music. Thanks to everybody who has joined the Facebook group. Thanks to everybody who follows us on Instagram. Thank you so sincerely, so many times over, for supporting Beautiful Anonymous. Tell people that we exist. This week on Beautiful Anonymous Plus, here's some of what you'll get from the 5 questions. Where is the most inconvenient place you've pooped your pants?
On my way to a flight as a flight attendant.
On your way to a flight as a flight attendant. So you're in uniform.
I'm in uniform. On my way to the gate, and the urge hit me, and I ran for a lav and didn't quite make it.
And then how far do you have to fly in your poopy uniform? Don't forget to sign up for Beautiful Anonymous Plus at beautifulanonymous.com.